Y'all, we need to talk about the audacity of Sharina Hudson right now. Can you believe she's out here trying to blame Wendy Williams for her struggles while our queen is lying in her hospital bed? The absolute nerve of this woman.
Over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost, I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth.
So I'm not gonna take a lot of time because, you know, I'm getting emotional. And I told myself I wasn't gonna do this. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us. And I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now. Yeah, I said it.
Let me tell you something. These last 2 years have been an absolute nightmare for our girl Wendy. She's been battling serious health issues and had to step away from the spotlight to focus on herself. And let's be real, we've all been missing our queen of gossip, our true queen of all media. But nobody, and I mean nobody, has been missing those Wendy checks more than that leech Sharina Hudson. Ever since those alimony payments dried up faster than my last relationship, she and Kevin have been struggling harder than me trying to stick to my New Year's resolutions. Word on the street is, their relationship is hanging by a thread thinner than my patience, and they're living separately. Now, this is not the fairy tale ending Sharina imagined when she decided to cozy up to Kevin more than 15 years ago, back when Wendy was absolutely slaying in her prime.
Stopped communicating in February of 2010 because he got upset that his mistress, now baby mama, Sharina Hudson, aka Nikki, from Columbia, South Carolina, drop on the clues bombs for the 803. He got upset because he thought I was trying to hook his mistress up with my homeboy Wax. Think about that. Big grown-ass married Negro from Brownsville, Brooklyn, supposed to be some thorough-ass hood dude, upset because he thinks I'm trying to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. Does that not make him a grade A sucker? A clown of legendary proportions. Now, the reason I have never had no smoke for Wendy is, number one, I feel sorry for her because she was an abused woman on various levels. And two, I know Kelvin didn't go to Wendy and say, yeah, we don't rock with Charlamagne anymore because he tried to hook his side chick up with my homeboy. So you just chalk that up to the game.
Let me tell you something about Kevin. This man isn't just a red flag, honey. He's a whole death sentence walking. And Miss Sharina Hudson, she's right up there with him. These two parasites have been living their best lives on Wendy's dime for over 15 years. They even had the audacity, the unmitigated gall, to start a whole family, thinking Wendy's money train would keep on chugging forever.
I'd come in, my eyes would be puffy from crying. I would do the show.
And was there a part of you that wanted to respond to it?
I knew that I would, but I had to get my ducks in a row. It's like I knew a lot of things for years.
Right.
You see,
you knew about this double life.
I knew a lot of things for years, but my son was at home. It wasn't fair to him. You know, I'm not going to grab his hand and flee the scenes and move zip codes. Now he has to move high schools and stuff like that. He's just making friends. So now he's away in college. And the person that I am now is very single because he's not living with me. He goes to school in Miami.
Now let's talk about how Kevin was investing in Sharina. And by investing, I mean splashing Wendy's hard-earned cash like it was water. We're talking a $215,000 gold Ferrari. Gold, y'all. Diamond necklaces that would make Elizabeth Taylor jealous, and a $5,200 Chanel bag. And those are just the items we know about. Oh, and let's not forget the $795,000 home he bought for their love nest, plus funding her failed business ventures like Vish clothing line and that vegan restaurant that flopped harder than a fish out of water.
Well, I had to in the beginning because I loved him. I was in love with Kevin. I loved Kevin. You saw the movie. I loved Kevin. With desperation, not because I wanted to be loved, but because I am my parents' daughter.
Yeah.
You know, I was raised to have my own money, but the bigger thing is that no matter what you do regarding a career, Wendy, and putting on lipstick and applying, you know, your skills in the kitchen, you want to have the white picket fence and you want to have children and you want to have, and this is how I was raised. It was really no option in my mind, and it still isn't. Being married is the holy grail, but there was a lot behind the scenes, and I'm very confident in my feelings towards Kevin initially, how I felt towards him in the middle, why it took me so long to divorce him, and that I want love.
And y'all, let me spill this scalding hot tea about Sharina's spending habits. Instead of being smart and saving some of that money Kevin was throwing around like confetti, this woman was living her best Instagram life. We're talking luxury vacations, designer everything, just burning through cash faster than a match in a paper factory. When they first got together, Kevin fed her this whole fairy tale about never leaving Wendy, like that was supposed to be comforting. And even when Wendy finally kicked his unfaithful behind to the curb, this man had the nerve to tell Sharina everything would be fine. Why? Because he was getting that sweet, sweet $250,000 per month in alimony. Plus, he was supposed to get $10 million over time for being Wendy's manager and executive producer of The Wendy Williams Show. Sharina thought she had hit the lottery, honey. But what she actually got was a grown man with absolutely nothing to fall back on. No backup plan, no savings account, no successful investments, no fancy degrees, nothing. And industry connections? Child, please. Nobody in their right mind was willing to take a chance on him.
Kevin was on the block. Kevin is not a high school graduate. Kevin was a block dude from Brownsville, Brooklyn. And you know what I mean when I say on the block.
Right.
And he'd never had a job with a pension plan. And he had never had a job where he can walk into the bank and, have not just, a check cashing place to cash a check for something or only cash because he's working the block, And I fell in love with him. And when I got this talk show, it seemed only natural that he would be my executive producer along with me. Now, my position was more powerful than his, because I was the host and a more powerful say in being an executive producer, because no matter what he would say to me about how he wanted things to go, when those double doors opened, I knew it was just me. And during commercial, he'd come out and sometimes he would talk to me to tears. And my staff would see it, but it's okay. I just busted off a story I wanted to bust off and I'll deal with him later. Baby or no baby, mistress or no mistress, I outgrew Kevin.
You did.
I outgrew him. I outgrew him personally and I outgrew him professionally. The baby and the multiple women that he cheated with just made it even easier.
Everything about this man was tied to Wendy's success like a parasite to its host. And neither of these leeches ever thought their gravy train would run dry, especially not this fast. But baby, when those alimony checks stopped coming, Kevin and Sharina got the rudest wake-up call since my mama used to throw cold water on me to get up for school. Kevin was so desperate, he ran to court in 2022, begging for those alimony payments to start up again. This man was crying about not being able to maintain his lifestyle and basic needs. He couldn't even afford his $600 monthly HOA fee. His credit cards were maxed out, his car insurance was about to lapse, and his house was facing foreclosure. But you know what the judge said? In so many words, Wendy's got 99 problems, but Kevin ain't one of them. Once Kevin put that house on the market and got an offer, Sharina grabbed her designer bags and their daughter faster than you can say gold digger and ran straight to her mama's house. And get this, she hasn't even put Kevin on child support yet. But honestly, what's the point? You can't squeeze blood from a turnip, and you definitely can't get money from a man whose pockets are emptier than a church on Super Bowl Sunday. She'd have better luck selling those Chanel bags and diamond necklaces on eBay than waiting for a check from Kevin right now. Meanwhile, this man is back in court again, trying to get those alimony payments flowing like it's 2019. Until then, Sharina's stuck between a rock and a hard place. That Ferrari, gone. That vegan restaurant, vegan nose, closed faster than a screen door in a hurricane. She scrubbed Kevin from her social media like a bad memory, and he's done the same, though they're still following each other on Instagram like two people who can't fully let go of their toxic past. Things have gotten so messy that Kevin's out here dragging Wendy and demanding access to her bank records. But here's the real tea. According to recent reports, Wendy's dementia has gotten so severe that she's permanently incapacitated, with all her finances controlled by a legal guardian. And isn't it just tragic that her own adult son, who's more than capable of looking after his mama, isn't in charge?
Our marriage. I've known about her almost since the beginning. I've known that Kevin is a serial cheat. The first time I found out was while I was pregnant with our son on bed rest. During that time, I gave birth to him. He was in the delivery room. You'll see that play out in the movie. He's passing out cigars and my wife and I, little Kevin, who's not so little anymore. He's 20 years old. I plotted to divorce Kevin and I sacrificed a lot of myself to come out successful on the other side. And it all worked.
Now, y'all know social media has been having an absolute field day with this mess. People are saying things like, they will take all her money. Her son should be in charge to take care of his mom. Her sister Wanda will also step in. But my favorite comments are dragging Sharina and Kevin for filth. One person wrote, Sharina H. Hudson, you raggedy bee. We wish you nothing but the worst, and double F Kevin Hunter's evil behind too. Neither of you will ever see heaven's gates. Savage. And this comment right here, it spilled nothing but facts. Sharina wasn't dating Kevin. She was dating Wendy through Kevin. She didn't want the man, she wanted Wendy's money. And I mean, where is the lie? But seriously, baddies, what do you think about all this drama? Is Kevin being shady for still chasing those alimony payments like a desperate ex sliding into DMs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe because, honey, we've got more scorching hot tea coming your way. Until next time, keep it messy, keep it real, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies. And remember, Karma's watching and she takes excellent notes. These two might have lived high on Wendy's dime for years, but now they're learning the hard way that what goes up must come down. Stay tuned because something tells me this isn't the last we'll hear about this mess.